This is TWiT.
Ron, I have to imagine this part of I.O. made you kind of happy, right?
A little bit, yeah. You know, as I was sitting on the edge of my seat trying to find something to grab onto at Google I/O, aside from the deep developer stuff, but just something that was for me. I was really excited to see what they were going to do with Google Home. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a new device, as if you remember in our pre-I/O show, Flo, you missed it, but I was hoping we get a new a 2.0 of the Google Home device purely to justify me buying it, so I could move my first Google Home into the bedroom and have this one in the living room. But. Nice. Oh, well, what can you do? But instead of a new device, we got a ton of new features that are going to be rolling out on Google Home, which honestly make the Google Home that much more powerful. They're going to be adding visual responses that will appear on your Chromecast or on your phone, for example, which is pretty cool if you didn't hear it, or for another way to interact with it. You can now you'll be able to set appointments and reminders to your account via the Google Home. You could say, okay, G, set up a meeting at this time. This is really cool. Proactive assistance, which is basically Google Home notifications. So if you're getting ready for work, the Google Home will suddenly start blinking its lights, and then you tap it and it'll say, there's bad traffic on the way to work. And it sees your schedule and sees the world around you and is being proactive and warning you about things and telling you things, which is crazy. One of the functions that a lot of people are saying is going to be Google Home's killer app in terms of killing Amazon Alexa is hands-free calling. You're going to be able to call any landline or cell phone from the Google Home, which is awesome.
That is
crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. They've also got Bluetooth support. They added more entertainment partners, more audio partners, and things like that you can run content through. And Google Home's going to be rolling out in the UK, Canada, Australia, France, Germany, Japan, etc. Really, showing a commitment to this device by adding more of the functionality. So I was pretty excited about this.
Which is maybe why they didn't announce a new thing, though, because there's still so much more for the Google Home to do. Yeah, what are other places for it to?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Amazon rolled out their new Echoes like 2 weeks before Google I/O in a way to get ahead of this, and we saw the Echo Look and the Echo the screen one, the show. And so, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, Google must have a new device in its pipeline, and that's what they're getting ahead of. But they just went with features, which I'm fine with. Make my device that I already spent $120 on more powerful.
But what about the assistant on your TV now?
I'm very excited about that.
So, I mean, maybe Google isn't as concerned about putting an actual screen on these devices because we already have this screen right here.
We have so many screens
have
already,
Chromecast, hooked up. Or like you, Ron, have it built in to
makes
your
perfect
TV.
Sense. Yeah.
So there's no need for a separate, device.
However,
yes.
When are you ever going to throw your calendar up onto your Chromecast that is probably turned off because you don't leave your TV on 100% of the time of the day?
It's not the Chromecast though. It feels so much cooler to just be like, show me
my home screen,
or just show me my calendar in the phone I already have in my hand. And then it just comes up. I think that's great.
So I agree with Flo that it's really cool, but. Make no mistake, we've seen this functionality since the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember Pointcast? Anybody who's my age? Like there was this great screensaver that took over your computer's monitor and showed you your schedule and stocks and all this sort of stuff. So the idea of pushing data to a screen like this is not new. In fact, Jason, I remember when Chromecast came out, how many on-screen dashboards did we talk about and review and look at that, in terms of cool apps. But and to answer your other question, Jason, is that back in San Francisco, my old apartment, I used to leave my TV on and leave Chromecast running through the photos and running through news stories and things like that. I just left it on. So I would totally use it. But we've seen that sort of function before, but we've never seen it with the smarts and the power of Assistant behind it and the personalization of our own accounts. Yeah. So I think this could be a really powerful tool, and you don't need, like your point, you don't need another device. You have a small TV in the kitchen. You just throw Chromecast on there, and you see the whole day ahead. You see your family schedule. You see all the information you need to see. That's really cool. I like the innovations they're bringing to home, and then of course our next topic, to Assistant.
Yeah.
I can't wait to put a chore calendar on Chromecast.
It's
for a bunch of children.
Oh, for the children. So their TV opens up and it shows all their chores.
No TV for you.
No
TV
I
for
want to
you.
watch TV.
No.
Okay, sure, turn it on.
Let's look at the chores. There you
That's
go,
a really great
moms.
idea.
That's your idea.
That tackles a problem I'm having in my life right now.
There you
we go.
See, real world application.
I mean, what's funny is that you look at my sister's family. She literally has 3 whiteboards up on the wall in their kitchen, and
tour calendars are serious
and
business.
They're each calendars. There's a calendar for May, for June, and July. And at the end of the month, she erases one and draws the next month and slides them all over. Yep. And if it's not on that whiteboard, it doesn't exist. And I look at that. And just this past weekend, I was looking at going, I can get a 60-inch TV and make 4 sections and give you a
project
calendar.
Managing your sister's family.
Oh my god!
Exactly. Like that
That's
would
hilarious.
be so cool. That would be a fun project.
Scrum your sister's family.
But it's maybe with this new view via Chromecast with Assistant that gives families the ability to plan better and make that data visible to everyone.
I love the idea of making calls with the home. I've definitely found myself multiple times wanting to
family.
be
Family calls, right?
This is a new age landline, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
totally. Except it doesn't support 911. So
it doesn't.
Oh, that's
doesn't
not
support
a
danger.
good thing because help I've fallen and I
I
can't.
know.
Exactly.
It's kind of the perfect solution. What you would
And
think.
it's also one of the banes of my existence is speakerphone conversations. The world of people just pressing the phone on their landline and talking out loud.
But that's how my parents talk to me. They both talk to me with speakerphone, and so it's like, well, then I might as well talk to you in speakerphone too.
Do your parents talk to you in speakerphone but still hold it up here?
Yes.
My parents do. All right, I guess we're not alone then.
I can imagine conference calling in with a Google Home. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, I think being able to bridge the gap between the two, because what is it with Alexa? You're able to only do it with other devices, right? So,
well, that's definitely the difference. On Echo, it's a video or an audio call, but it's using their platform with other devices or the word that shall not be named because it'll set everybody's echoes off app.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is definitely wider open. It doesn't have the video component. And I do hope that at some point Home gets the option to have some sort of a screen, because I think that's actually really cool. The idea of having an appliance in a room that is capable of those easy, frictionless video calls. That's the video call of the video phone of the future that I thought of when I was a kid. Sure, you can do it with your phone, but I will never opt to do that over an audio call. It's just weird for me to go like this. But if I had an appliance in the kitchen, I'll just call mom. Hey, how's it going? I don't know. For some reason, I think I'd use it more that way.
That's true.
It's the screen. It's the screen in Back to the Future too.
Yeah,
it's where the TV turns into a video conference thing. And I mean, we still haven't as much of Duo and FaceTime and things and Skype and things like that aside. Here I am on Skype using video, but we haven't solved the video call problem, and I think we're inching towards it. There's still a bandwidth problem and all that sort of stuff. But you're right, Jason. I worry sometimes that Google is gonna lean too much on the devices in our pockets as well as Chromecast, et cetera, and say, oh, we'll just use it this way, because I watch normal people try to figure out Chromecast, and it is an intellectual leap.
Yeah,
it is a bit of a. It's not as frictionless as we hope it is yet. So
I also need to commend you guys for censoring yourselves on the hot words. I noticed that earlier. Ron said OKG.
We get in trouble a lot.
Yeah.
We actually have to do that. Yeah, because we set off
gets activated.
Yeah, we set off too many things, and so we're always doing. And if we accidentally say it, most of them get edited out at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
and it's also like people's devices go off, but at least with Google, it's triggering people who listen in the car.
Yep.
Exactly.
Android Auto has the hot word detection.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I need to get in that habit.